YouTube, Glow Yard Gang, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, combat sports and sports entertainment listeners all across the globe. Welcome to another episode of We Talk Combats. Myself and my co-hosts. I introduce them one by one. Queen, what's up, babe? How are you today?
It's a sunny, beautiful day over here. So let's talk about this week of sporting events.
Yes, ma'am. Next, Travis, what up, bro? How you feeling today?
Good, bro. Ready to jump in on these topics.
Are you about that life today?
Yeah, about that life a little bit.
Oh, all right. And Justin, what up, bro? How you feeling today, bro?
Feeling real good. Feeling real good today.
Good. We are without Devin again today. Circumstances again. Hopefully we can get a full team eventually sometime. Stop being color folks. But until then, if you're new to the channel or if you like just combat sports or sports entertainment, especially WWE, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button somewhere down by BA, left shoulder, I guess. And also hit that like button for us for the video, y'all. We're on our way to our next goal of 500 subscribers at some point. Help us get there. We want to get monetized on this channel. We appreciate everybody that's been checking us out and the numbers, all the interaction and all that on different social medias. We appreciate y'all. Check us out if you haven't already on all our social medias in the description and nonsense. But let's get straight to the show, man. I don't want to go too much on that side. As we do normally here, we give you a weekly recap of what happened in the WWE world. This week we had is it a mini PLE? I guess it could be a glorified house show, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, we're gonna give the highs and lows for Saturday night's main event and also Raw and SmackDown beforehand. So let's do it. All right, and as we normally do, we go around the room, a little round table, and discuss how we felt about this week's events. Queen Babe, let's start with you first. How did you feel about this week's past WWE events?
Man, I'm gonna try and move in this in a positive way. So I'm gonna start with the highlights. So my highlights would definitely be R-Truth and Cena at the Saturday night's main event. There was a nice build up over the week to it, and there was a nice build up last week as well to it. I do feel like there were moments that I would have kind of rather had seen differently, but overall I enjoyed it. It was cool. But I felt like all through the week there was a lot of matches that had, again, people interacting or people changing the way of the outcome from just coming out and doing stuff. Yep, interference. Sorry,
Right?
that was the word I was looking for. Yep. I did want to say that I feel like Monday was the setup for the Saturday night's main event, and that Friday was kind of like a mini setup for some people for Saturday night's main event. But again, I feel like we could have did without it. I don't feel like any titles changed, right? There was no title changes during the whole Saturday. So it's like we could have did without it. Logan Paul, again, he's a snooze fest. I could do without seeing him. Like I did want to highlight kind of like Zelina Vega. I saw a lot of this week. I more than once. She had a bunch of botches this week though, unfortunately for her, which kind of stood out in my mind. But I don't feel like much that happened during this week other than Cody showing back up, for a second, with his little platinum hair that he had this time and his Olympian wrestling windbreaker, I guess is what he was wearing. Other than that, the week was kind of weak. Yeah, it was just kind of a whole week. Saturday was basically a house show. Monday, nothing interesting happened. It was just basically everybody talking to set up for Saturday. And then Friday, it was I guess Charlotte was there, it was Tiffy time again. We saw the Wyatt
Six.
We saw them, the Wyatt thems pop back up. But this week, man, I feel like last week was way more interesting. So I'll give this week probably a D. D for me.
Ooh,
D is for Damian Priest walking out instead of tapping out Drew McIntyre. D for that.
So what's your, I guess if you had to break it down with each event, what would you give them? As far as what would you give Raw, what would you give SmackDown, what would you give Saturday night's main event?
I would say everything was overall D. So I would say that Friday was a C, like a C minus. I'd say Monday was a E for me. Yeah, Monday was a E. So it brought down the overall average. The PLE was probably a D for me too. So yeah, the average for the week just ended up being a D. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. So what was it? Yep. E
D.
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 Yeah. E D D.
Yeah,
Yep.
so somewhere
E.
around D. Pause. All right, Travis, what's your opinion on this past week of WWE, bro? How you feel?
I feel like I'm about to go to repeat myself again. As far as like what I said last week, it's basically SmackDown's the better show overall again. I basically like the on Raw the new ladies. Well, I wouldn't say the new ladies, but the new blood. As far as like Roxanne Perez winning her qualifying match. Who else? Julie on SmackDown winning her qualification match for Money in the Bank. What else? Oh, and another thing. I didn't like how Finn Balor. I'm sorry, bro, but Finn Balor winning matches with the coup de grace. It's trash, basically. I know you can't do it alone, so he had to, help with your boy Americano. But other than that, what else? Oh, and another thing, I'm not liking too. As a fellow chicken tender connoisseur, why these ladies keep giving Dom dry chicken tenders? That's another thing. I know that's kind of 40, but
like 40 chicken tenders with no sauce.
No ranch.
You always getting between chicken tenders and chicken nuggets, man. No sauce.
Yeah. No sauce. But the only thing that's really saving this week for me is really Solo and his promos. They're hilarious. Dom and basically who's gonna come out with one of these?
Yes.
So, for overall this week, I give SmackDown a C minus. And if SmackDown, no, I'm sorry, not SmackDown. Saturday's night main event, I give it a E.
And
so
what was Raw?
Minus. E minus.
E minus for Raw?
E minus.
Jeez. Okay, well, this was a horrible week. It seemed like
I know, but I gotta say this though. That injury to Zoe Stark though, that was gruesome. So,
I did
Zoe
catch
Stark,
on that.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
it was
saying?
gnarly. Rest
prayers
up,
up
Zoe.
for Zoe Stark.
Prayers up for Zoe Stark, man. That was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. What up, Justin? How you feeling about this week, bro? Any positivity? Or we gonna stay bashing on the week?
It ain't bashing. It's the product that they put out.
Hold on. I feel like before you even talk, I need to push this and release this to everybody.
Warning: shots will be fired during this presentation.
I mean, y'all going in on the day, so let the people know. Go ahead, Justin. What you feel?
It's funny you brought that up. So for Raw, Raw was Raw would have been actually pretty good if it wasn't for a few instances that really threw me off. One, the promos was just fine. I had no problem with. Finally, Logan Paul comes out. Facts. I like that facts line. I think he should definitely keep that going. Gunther came out there. Great. Paul Heyman added to the promo. Great. JD, let's say Judgment Day, and Penta and AJ, once again, I think they just reserved the best match of the night for them because they always are. They seemingly having the best matches overall, week in, week out. So shout out to them. The Becky, Roxanne, Natalya. We all know Natalya not gonna win anything, so she has 0% chance of winning that. I'd rather for that spot to be with somebody else, other than Natalya. And we knew Becky and Lyra was going to come out there some kind of way and interfere with that. So Roxanne was supposed to win that match. I had no issues with that at all, either. Random ass match of the night of the whole weekend. Sheamus and Grayson Waller. Where did that match come from? Don't know why that was there, but it was there. The most important, first of all, that was a pretty
A-Town.
good match. That was a good match.
Didn't Austin Theory just had one last week, right?
Yeah.
Against who?
Against Sheamus. I think it's now it's Grayson Waller time. Remember, Grayson Waller put him in the match.
Well, Austin getting those chairs and he didn't even wrestle is something that Triple H and them they should be paying attention to.
Yeah.
They want to. The fans want to see him do better than what he's doing. Seth going through the interviews and getting resistance. I thought that was funny. It's just saying that he's matching up and linking up with everybody that's keeping everybody else in the focus when it comes to him eventually becoming champion. I like that. Rhea, Zoe, and Kari. Kari's return. So shout out to Kari getting back. We knew Rhea was going to win this one. That wasn't even a hard thing. But y'all, shout out to Zoe. Y'all, it's prayers up and all that. But she was a dumbass for that one. I don't care how y'all want to call it. I don't care what y'all want to say. Look, this is wrestling. People are not going to be in their spots at all times. She had to fall some kind of way. You're going to fall. It wasn't that long of a fall. I mean, I'm not a wrestler. I haven't jumped off a rope, but I know that I'm going to have to come down some kind of way. Regardless of it, so
freak accident. Yeah,
it was a
freak accident.
It wasn't a freak accident. She put
her
leg
accident,
down.
but she could have prevented it by thinking ahead.
But she was nowhere near her, and it was like, why did you still?
Why did you try it?
Why did you still try to move?
Let's say you tried it anyway. Go ahead with the botch. Let's say you drop kicked her shin or something like that. She would have did some retarded tumble over. The match would have continued. You still would have had a job in WWE. I'm sorry, she's about to get fired. They'll help her through her rehab, but she's gone.
They say she's going to. She's liked in the locker room, though. They love her a lot.
She's
so
going
she
to be liked in AEW soon because she's definitely going to get the can for that particular match. It is what it is. She can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, all that. This CM Punk. I like that the crowd is definitely feeling CM Punk right now. He's getting like the biggest pause in front of pretty much versus everybody. I even like the fact that they kind of timed when they was on the ring apron. They timed their coming into the ring with one of the whoa moments from CM Punk's Cult of Personality. That was pretty smooth. Like that whole thing went off pretty well. So I actually slightly enjoyed Raw. It's just the fact that they had that injury to me pretty much, which could have been seriously prevented in my opinion. You can't be that stupid. But it is what it is. SmackDown. Great opening promo with Tiff and all them. List which eventually led into the triple threat match. Was it Julia won? Well, we know Selena Vega wasn't going to win. I don't like Selena Vega at all. I think she's just a placeholder for the U.S. title, and can't wait till she releases it. Somebody needs to take that up off her. I don't care who it is at this particular point in time. Then they got the little the cat fight. That was cool. They're just adding Meechin and all that. They actually had a match later on. No, and nobody cared. But that match did lead into Saturday Night Main Event, which they should not have led that into Saturday Night's Main Event. That whole card could have been without that particular match. But we gonna go with what's the name? Ciampa. What's his name? Travis Ciampa from DIY.
Tommaso Ciampa.
There you go. That's my guy. And and Saban from was it Motor City?
Motor City Machine Gun.
There you go.
Motor City Machine Gun.
Yeah, you got it. That was a great match. That was a great match. I like Ciampa and the way he ended it, like the fake injury. And I believe Candice LeRae and the other one from DIY,
Johnny Gargano.
I think they're married. So
yeah, they are.
So they are. So to have her a part of that, like a newly formed stable, it gives Candice some relevancy to because I think a lot of these women, it's a lot of women wrestlers right now, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a lot of them, but some of them kind of get
a lot of wrestlers in general.
Right,
a lot of wrestlers in general.
When you get lost in the sauce like that, to link up with a tag team to kind of make yourself seen on a regular basis, stuff that's always a good move in my opinion. Priest and Drew, they're just giving great performances, and apparently it's going to lead to Drew taking some time off, but that's for the tea. But they they just the fact that their spots are spot on. Just when they see each other is on site, the constant fighting and things like that, which led into Saturday night's main event, in which they did a tremendous job in that cage match. Just a great spot for them on SmackDown. And Solo Fatu, Solo is just being Solo. Fatu, who's that? Fatu fought him and JC Mateo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them going against Ray Phoenix and Jimmy, it's just I have yet to see JC Mateo be extremely dominant. And it's like, why should Fatu be afraid of this guy? Like, it's you got to have some fear. He's not having no fear moments. Like, oh my God, you see what he just did? Like, hey, yo, stop the show. Did you see that? I mean, Brunson Reed came back and had a moment that like, oh, that was way more impactful than anything JC did. So they're burying they're one of their main people that they just signed. So I don't like that, but it is what it is. LA Knight, of course, he was going to win that match with Shinsuke and Aleister Black. So that wasn't nothing to be, shocked about. I thought Aleister Black could have won that one, but they didn't let him lose. So, I knew Shinsuke wasn't going to win the goddamn match. Shout out to Shinsuke. You need to find another organization again. Moving forward, the Wide Six came out against in the championship match with Fraxium and Street Profits. And shout out to Bray Wyatt and everything like that. It's just I like the Wide Six. They make them regular wrestlers. Like, you don't have to keep having this phenom demonic thing. I know it's their thing. It could be strictly for the intro and just call it a day. Let these guys actually wrestle, because they have legit wrestlers within their mix. They just let them wrestle. Stop with all the antics. Just put some of them in it. You don't need all the antics because you get lost with it, and then they end up getting buried because they got buried on Raw. Like, you kind of forgot about them. King, you called it. You say, yo, these guys ain't gonna last here. And they didn't. They didn't, because it's too much. Just let them wrestle. They're good. They're good people. They're good wrestlers. So next will be Saturday night's main event. Okay, start off. Jesse got to retire. We got to get rid of Jesse.
Jeez.
Jesse came out with the Native American jacket, with the Malcolm X
With
hat,
the
with
Malcolm
the Jimi
X,
Hendrix,
bro.
with the Jimi Hendrix joint,
What
with
is
the
he
shirt.
doing?
I'm like, yo, you mixing a lot of cultures
What
right
is
now.
Jesse the Body
It's a
Ventura
lot
doing,
of
bro?
stuff going mixture.
Right.
And I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yo. And then he old, so he got the shakies a little bit. I'm like, yo, he got to go. You got to get this.
I thought his commentary was actually funny though.
You thought it was
funny?
Right.
It felt like Jesse the Body, Man. He said
But I don't think
he made a
going
little mistake
anywhere. They
on
just
Mike
tried that
Tyson
deal.
and all. He made the mistake with Mike Tyson and Jake and Logan Paul and all, saying that Mike gonna take a fall. He was getting mad at the whole leaving the cage and all with Damian Priest and all. Like, I like Jesse. I thought he brought back nostalgia.
The key to winning the match is survivability. He said that at least 30 times.
That's what he says. That's Jesse the Body.
I was good with 5. I was good with 5. I thought he was having another moment, and he just kept repeating himself.
He's having a senior moment.
I thought he was having multiple senior moments. Seth and Braun and Sammy and CM Punk for that match. It was cool. The match was okay. CM Punk did his thing. I thoroughly enjoyed the Bulldog with the clothesline that he does, that he tries to do. That was a great spot. The third guy, clearly Bronson Reed, came out, and those that called it, great job. I know Larry from the other show, Get Off the Damn Fence. I know he definitely called it. I wanted somebody else like an Austin Theory or somebody like that, but they chose him. So here we are, right?
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Here we are.
The bathroom break was okay. Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. It wasn't. It was trash. The botch 619. Shorty busted the nose. They ended the match pretty much right after that. It was bad. John Cena versus Ron Cena. King, I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm not even gonna dive into this one, but Ron lost, and we kind of knew that was coming. We was hoping that it wasn't, But I think we kind of knew that was going to happen. I like, that's why I said I'm gonna leave it to you. I like what your thought process and what you wanted to happen from that. I think you should say that, but it didn't happen that way. And shout out to Ron. I hope you do other things. Don't let this be your burial point.
You want to bet? You want to bet that shirt sells out though?
Oh, I know it should. It should.
Yeah, that shirt it should.
So why was it? So why it only take one attitude adjustment?
Because he came out of nowhere, unfortunately.
Got you. Okay.
In
a day and age where everybody else
mm-hmm.
kicks out of in the main event, kicks out of 2 at least.
Well, the low blow counts too, right? Does that not count?
I guess.
Oh, right. I you know what? The only thing I liked about this match was John Cena's colors. The fact that he had the old school Tampa Buccaneers colors. I don't know if he's doing that for every city that he's in. So now I'm actually like looking at it like twice, but see if he's just randomly doing it or not. But he definitely chose that for a reason, because that type of orange, you don't see too much of that. That's definitely Tampa orange. But Priest and Drew going at each other, like I said, it was a great match. It was a great spot. Damian clearly had the upper advantage in this situation, but Drew took that concerto. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I found out.
I like the call out too when he was doing the concerto. They brought up, that Edge invented it. So
They brought the Edge
and all
situation
that.
back over again.
And I think that's the reason why that was the last we saw Edge on WWE. I think he.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
That's why his ain't so good.
So great match. I think they saved the whole card to me between them two. In a steel cage. But we know the key to winning is survivability. You got to survive. And don't forget, when you forget that you got to survive, Jesse will remind you that you have to survive this match. There's no winning.
Survivability.
Jey Uso, Logan Paul. I like Logan Paul, but I just think this whole thing was rushed. I think the ending was rushed. I think Cody coming out there and then saying what he needed to say and all that, it was just rushed. And I was like, I wonder how can I get that one match to, expand some. You should have got rid of the goddamn on Chelsea Green and Selena Vega match because you didn't need it. But I don't know who was saying that or somebody. And there's no disrespect. I love women, and they got a joint coming out in Evolution. But somebody said some women have to be on this card. I think because I feel like it was a throw-in versus how they was on SmackDown. They said, "Well, we're gonna see you tomorrow." I think it was a throw-in match just because there was no women on this card.
They could have gave you Becky and what's her name, Lara again or whatever like that.
Chose that. I would have been happy with that. Yeah. But that's a Raw thing, right? I guess somebody said something on Thursday.
Plus, I think they didn't want to mess up what they're going to try and cast for Money in the Bank too, because they got too much going together. That now it's like you can't even give us the idea to look forward to matches because there's too much stuff in between.
Why not give us? But hold up, why not give us? I'm sorry, Justin. Even like a Jade versus a Nia Jax, right? Or a woman's Money in the Bank qualifying match on Saturday Night Main Event for SmackDown.
That would have been good.
That would have been decent.
Then it would have been able to be building up to Money in the Bank.
That would have been decent.
The problem is you can't cast out too many stories too far ahead because there's too many shows in between.
This show not canon. But
exactly.
Let Justin go. This is not canon, but go ahead, Justin. That's crazy.
All those things would have been better than Chelsea Green versus Selena Vega. So there we are with that. And so I guess the letter grades. I'm sorry. Raw gets a D because of the injury, right? That it could have been a C. SmackDown C.
Injury, good.
C. Money in the Bank, strong F. It's a strong F, not because of the card. It has something to do with the card. The commercials, my God. I mean, if you watch the playback, if you watch the original show, the original joint is 2 hours. When you watch it the next day, in which I did, because I care about this thing, I was like, yo, it dropped down to an hour and 20 minutes or something. Yep. That's like 40 minutes of commercials.
40 minutes of commercials.
We tried to rewatch it today, and we literally were watching a Peacock to rewatch it, and it was like still giving us a bunch of ads.
It was right behind it.
The replay. I'm like, this is a replay. Why are you giving me all these ads?
I don't know whether it's that. I don't know whether we should thank the advertisements that's on the regular shows on the ring. You know how like everything is on the ring now, like the little advertisement joints.
Yeah, like on
I
the
w-
middle and all that stuff.
if this is the give and take here, give me the ring filtered with nothing but
Yes, I
advertisement
agree with you.
to
Yeah,
go
I
against
actually
the
agree
Saturday
with you.
night main event, which just had that one Saturday night main event and it was nothing else. No, throw in the advertisement then because I can't deal with all these commercials. It was commercials
Yeah, just put it on
every 4
everything. Like
minutes.
I agree
Yep.
with you. Like
That's
yeah,
crazy.
just
So that's a F.
first it was
I
first it was
can't do
not.
that no more.
It's funny because they have to keep finding a sweet balance between these advertisements. Because it's like I feel like even with WrestleMania, it was like ugh, it was like everything was an ad. People were coming out in outfits as an ad. It was like
Yep.
everything was like, is this an ad? Are we watching a commercial? Like, when you watch a YouTube video and they're like,
Mhm.
man, and then when I'm looking to pay my bills, someone hacked my thing, but it's a good thing now I got NordVPN. It'd be like that. It's like, wait, what? Are we in an ad right now?
Yeah, it's
That's how
it's
I
ads.
feel. It
It
triggers
says all
you.
it says all the time with wrestling, but hold on, Justin, you said for Raw a D, you said right?
D.
A D for SmackDown as well, or C,
A C
and an F for Saturday main
and
event,
an
right?
F for Saturday night main event.
Okay, so I'm basically like I always do, gonna piggyback off of what y'all say and kind of switch around what I feel like I maybe disagree with or which I may have left out of. I'll give my letter grades first. I think Raw was a D. I think SmackDown was a D because of the 3 hours. I'm gonna give Saturday night main event an F as well. Like Saturday night main event.
Smackdown, a break, man.
Yeah, they are
It has to go from 3 hours to
Like,
2 hours.
I get
Yeah,
it, like I get it,
It
but
does not
I'm
go.
too
I
old
will
now. Maybe
it's
when
not
I was
it
younger, I'm
better.
too old now.
I will
for 3 hours
continuously
of
knock it
wrestling.
down, pause, because it's hard for me to watch it. Before, when I used to watch wrestling, I used to want to watch the whole thing and enjoy it. If I see myself falling asleep to it, if it's not holding my interest, that means that the show is too long and it's too much going on. Where it's like, bro, I'm trying to fall asleep now. I don't want to keep watching wrestling. And that goes my other point that I wanted to touch on. Wrestling is oversaturated right now. WWE is wild, bro. We're having a PLE or some type of like pretend PLE every 2 weeks, basically. Like it's something else where it's like, okay, we're building to this, we're having this, and then you're having canon PLEs like Saturday night main event. I try to give it another chance. Yeah, I try to give it another chance, and I'm like, you know what? You're not going to fool me again. This was going to be better, or whatever, like that. It's not, bro. There's no reason to watch.
Not meaning to cut you off though, but it is something going on tonight too. But that's NXT though.
Yeah, but I know, but I ain't even getting into that. That's a whole different story. But
that's
as
like
far
a
as
whole other branch off the tree.
As far as the WWE though, it's too much going on. It's oversaturation. It's Saturday night. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Every Saturday night main event, probably from here on out, unless it's a special person that I really want to see, I probably will be watching highlights. There's no need for me to watch Saturday night main event. There's no need. There's no championship that's going to change hands. This was all built, even the Jey Uso and all that stuff, just to get to that tag team match that we were hearing about the Logan Paul and Cena versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. And nobody wants that. I don't want that for Money in the Bank. I want a rivalry to go on. Why are we still throwing Cody Rhodes in this stuff? Like, I'm so over this right now. Every time I try to give Triple H, some slack and say, you know what, Triple H, I see what you're doing. He gives me a Ron's what is it? R-Truth. I'm sorry, but I call him Ron Killings. An R-Truth versus John Cena, where it's a non-title match. Why was it non-title then? Why was the match non-title if R-Truth was just going to lose like that? Secondly, like where the rules just change in every match. We got too many disqualifications and non-endings to too many matches. Queen always talks about that. Then at the end of the last match with Jey Uso and all, when did that match become no DQ? When did that match become no DQ?
I don't know. They just
because Jey Uso won at the end, right? After all that happened, Jey Uso won, right? When did that one become no DQ?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Cena did pull the ref out the ring, right?
He pulled the ref out. So it's
so
even.
The ref couldn't see.
Okay.
So it was nothing happened that should be.
Cena pulled him out of the ring, which means that means it's a DQ. Now it's a no contest. It's just a no contest.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
The referee
when the referee got up, he should have
said, "Oh, the match is still going."
Somebody pulled me out. It's a no contest. Yes, that's
yes.
Things happen every day.
I get what you're saying.
No.
Okay.
That's the referee putting himself in front of the match.
So remember Bret Hart versus Undertaker? What was that? Was it Royal Rumble? Was it Royal Rumble the first one? The one where he had the mask on. With Bret, I think it was Royal Rumble where Undertaker had the mask on, was fighting Bret, and Diesel came out and grabbed the referee. What happened?
They waited off, right?
They called it.
It was a call match, right? When did this match become no DQ? That's all I'm saying. It just changes. Some matches are where you can stop with disqualifications and the match is called because he has a weak finish and he can't decide who to let win. And then some matches he just makes foolish like changes and stuff. Going back to even Smackdown and all that stuff, why would you let? And I know you said Zelina Vega was going to lose, and I'm not a Zelina Vega fan. I'm sorry either. I think really she got the belt because of the botch that happened with Chelsea Green, where Chelsea Green let her win in that one match, and then after that, I think Chelsea kind of screwed up. They gave Zelina Vega the belt, but I'm not a Zelina Vega fan. She can lose. But why would you have your new lady that you just debuted in the day, first match, get the pinfall over your United States champion?
I don't know. I don't know who be writing it. Is it Triple H or is it somebody else? Because sometimes these thoughts be goofy.
I'm just wondering.
Why would you want her to work for
that
it? Why are you trying to put her over
just
so
building
fast?
that championship and all for. You're showing that these mid-card people can compete with like Becky Lynch's and all that stuff like that. This will be like basically a step down.
Weren't they having
Why
Jade
would you let your
their
new
first few
lady
matches?
lose to her? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what
that's
they're
fine.
trying to
So
do
even
now.
It wasn't going to be Charlotte.
That's what I'm saying. Charlotte wasn't going to take the L. I knew. I was like, damn, Charlotte should have took the L. It should have been Charlotte taking the L, but Charlotte wasn't going to take the L. I said it to Queen, like the creative control. She can be like, hell no, I ain't taking the L again. And then that goes back to Raw.
Her
I
Hulk
understand
Hogan
why.
clause.
I understand why Curry's saying why she lost. She wasn't supposed to lose though. That was going to be on Zoe because Curry was just returning. Curry was just returning. You don't put that L on her. It's like, all right, she returning. You want to build her character a little bit. She don't take the L. Zoe takes the L because she kind of a jobber right now. Let her lose to Rhea or whatever. But Rhea had to pin her. So I understand the like audible or whatever like that. Triple H just doesn't make sense. Like I said, R-Truth, that why was it a non-title match? Was it just to build, make you watch it? For what? That whole this is not the WWE I used to watch before, bro. Like and Babe and Bros. This is not that. Like this WWE is a major cash grab. It is fully about cash. They took the WrestleMania. I'm not saying it's just because of this. Like WrestleMania gone from Louisiana, which can be T and all, is a different story. But and now when they talking about making it a regular thing in Vegas.
Yeah,
like,
they just want to make. We know Vegas is a money maker already.
Like, nobody.
But I thought it was about kind of bringing ecosystems to places every year.
It's not even about tourism. It's not even about viewership. Like the watching the show and having the amount of like fans and viewers watching your show. That's not what WWE is directed towards anymore. Yes, exactly. They're making you pay $1,000 for your ticket, and they just gonna go places and charge the money there to make their money with advertisements and all. This isn't towards the fan. This product isn't towards the fan at all. It's straight money. This is, bro. We get a PLE every 2 weeks. How can they make that happen, y'all? That's why. What has Jey Uso done since he won the championship? Other than do things like just
defend his title every other week, basically.
Every other week.
Other week, he's defending somebody.
Logan Paul is an attraction. You feel me? Now I'm gonna say a sideshow, but he is. This is what he is for WWE. He's a guy when you bring in like
they only put him on because he was a YouTuber. If he wasn't a YouTuber, he wouldn't have got the fast track. He's
Andre the Giant. He's like Andre the Giant used to be. You knew he wouldn't win the title, but you need eyes and all. Bring Andre the Giant. Have more say like main event.
To see him lose.
Yes, they want to see him.
Yeah, they want to pay to.
What has Jey Uso done since then? He's been dealt in sideshow attractions. Now he's built up with Cody Rhodes now. He's about to be part of Cody Rhodes and John Cena's story. What are you doing? Just building it up for Seth Rollins to beat him? That's one. Two, that's Seth Rollins thing. This is boring. I've called it a few weeks ago.
I don't care to watch him build his own bloodline. Like that's like he's trying to build his own bloodline of people he's not related to.
Bloodline. This ain't evolution. This ain't none of that. This is boring.
It's the authors of pain.
Paul Heyman is not Ric Flair. He's Paul Heyman. You feel me? This is not Ric Flair. Brunson Reed, like bringing him back. I like Brunson Reed. I'm not even having a problem, but like that wasn't his spot. Brunson Reed was already in the up and up. You sort of built somebody with that. This is and then
Braun
Seth
Breaker
Rollins
was already on the up and up.
and then Seth Rollins not the greatest talker. Seth Rollins is not Triple H. Seth Rollins is not Ric Flair. They only got Paul Heyman, who's the talking piece. Pause. Like it's not. It's boring. They don't even have a music yet or a name of a group. They don't have music yet or a name of a group yet. This is boring. They just got their member. It's coming, but they're having to wait because it's like coming. It's not organically just flowing. They're just deciding. So you can tell Triple H is just saying, we want to get Braun Breaker up there. How do we do this? Put him in a group with Paul Heyman right now, and then Bronson Reed. Like it's boring. Like again. Since I've been watching wrestling, we're waiting for Roman Reigns. Again,
Roman Reigns.
We're waiting for Roman Reigns.
Worth $1,000 tickets. That's basically what
we're waiting for Roman Reigns.
$1,000.
Like always.
And you don't even know if you buy your tickets ahead of time what it's going to be, what you actually watch when it gets to the actual event.
Shout out to LA Knight for the way he won his match. I love the way he won his match with like Aleister Black getting the victory and just throwing him out the ring. I thought that was cool with his character. I don't know what they're going to do with Damian Priest. I don't know if I think originally Drew McIntyre was supposed to win the battle, like the war overall, but because of his injuries, he's going through like major. He's been the MVP. Drew McIntyre has been the MVP of wrestling since I've been watching it again or whatever. Like he's been the man. So I want him to go to the next level again and get his belt and like have a run in front of people and all that. But I know he's injured, so this is a way to write him off the TV. Maybe when he comes right back, he goes right into the title picture. Like it's just pop and all that stuff that can happen. But I didn't like Damian Priest walking out the cage. Like that's the heel move completely. Like especially after doing a concerto. Then he walked out. He didn't climb over. He didn't take the pin. He just opened the door and walked out. Like they even talked about that before the show, saying that's what heels usually do. You don't do that. So I don't know if they're going to fix that up and all. But overall, man, like I said, I don't get too much. Oh, Ray Phoenix. Shout out to Ray Phoenix. I don't know what to do. I think they're just gonna bury Ray Phoenix, and that sucks. I told y'all, Ray Phoenix, my guy, bro. He went out there. Him and Jacob 5-2 just had chemistry, and they were just cooking for a second. Like it was like, go ahead, Justin.
That match reminded me. Anybody? You ain't got to be a fan of them. Lethal Weapon 4, Danny Glover, Mel Gibson versus Jet Li.
Jet Li, yeah.
And they couldn't rap. They couldn't
get him.
That's exactly for a moment in that match. I was like, yo, this dude is flying everywhere, and they just couldn't land him. So that to your point, that was a great spot in that match.
But overall, the finish, like I said, by take, wrestling been trash for a second. I guess we wait for Roman Reigns. I see what Cody going to do, but I still don't think they have an idea what they're going to do with Cody. And the sad part is, I think Cody is probably going to take the belt back off of Cena. And yeah, so who knows? Lastly, the R-Truth thing. I saw afterwards they had a conversation with him. He was saying that he saw something in Cena, like kind of trying to create a crack in his heel character, saying that it's that face character going to return before it ends, which everybody thinks is going to return. Cena going to turn face again, and I think that may be going back to what you said, Justin, about him wearing the colors, like him saying he's seen something in him, like he actually wore something that represented Tampa while he was there or whatever. Like, you actually still care about the fans, so we'll see what happens with that. But overall, like I said, I thought this week of wrestling was trash, though, y'all. I basically agree with y'all. They could have erased this whole week, and I'd have been fine. But Travis, as always, bro, what was our high and low segment presented by?
The good people by Fanatics.
Yes, sir. This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. Shout out to Fanatics, y'all. If you're looking for WWE apparel or apparel of a team, anything in general, basically, any type of sports or sports entertainment venue, I guess definitely check out Fanatics. Use our code in the description and also scan the QR code on the screen if you're watching at home, and go there, help out the channel, and we appreciate you for that. But everybody, let's get to the wrestling to you guys. All right, I wish I had a backdrop for this, but the story this week in our wrestling tea, Roman Reigns. We just talked about him and waiting for him. Is allegedly, this isn't like for sure yet. This is still a rumor, but is going to be cast as a coma. Obviously, one of the main villains in the Street Fighter universe for the upcoming Street Fighter movie. So I guess we can go the opposite way and talk about this. Just let me know how you feel. If this is a good decision, what do you think? Just overall opinion. Let's start with you, Justin, this time, bro. How do you feel about this news?
Um, I like the fact that if it is, then they seem to be playing it closer to certain cultures, and I'm okay with that. I don't. I ain't trying to see no white guy play Akuma. That's just it. Ain't that ain't my flow. So if I can get him to do that, I'm okay with that. I can see him, wearing red hair or orange hair. Put that joint up. He already wear the Ula follow, so just put something else around his neck. It fixed the character. The character doesn't talk that much, but Roman can. So his acting isn't going to be questioned, right? He's very stoic. Roman's very stoic. Roman went through a whole 3 months when I wanted the old Roman, and I didn't get it. He was just stoic the whole goddamn time. So he could do this. He can do this role. Now he would have to work a little bit more on his punches and his kicks and things like that. But if he's putting in the time, I think it's be great for him and his career. Okay, or was it just me?
We can't hear you.
You can't. We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I was muted in the background.
There you
Thank you.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Ah.
Appreciate you. But Travis, I was saying, what do you think? I see you over there with your green lay on, trying to pretend like you got a hula fala. But what do you
I'm
feel
trying
about
to
this?
acknowledge my tribal chief. Today's birthday.
Oh,
But
happy
anyway,
birthday, Rome.
I think it's a good
Birthday,
look.
Roman.
Now, I've never seen Roman act anything like that before. Now, was
He
he
was
in
in
one of the Fast and the Furious, like
I
Hobbs and
think
He's
Shaw?
Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
Now, Hobbs and Shaw, I never seen it,
low
so
key,
I don't
ain't
know.
do too much.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, then I really didn't miss nothing then. But if he's doing it, I hope he do good at it. I ain't hoping for the man to fail, but if he's gonna come out, hope
Do
he
you
does a
think
good
he'll
job.
do you think he'll be good at acting?
Like I said, I don't this if I do see it or anything like that, I just hope he do a good job. I never seen him act before, so I really
Understood.
can't tell. I mean, the whole what's that WrestleMania commercials. I see a little bit of that, but I don't know if that's like acting or anything like that.
But he ain't got to be Denzel Washington for this role.
Not for this
I'm
one.
not expecting the man to be Denzel Washington, but at
I'm
least
just saying. I'm not saying it
Like,
against you.
yeah,
I'm just
not
saying
you.
he doesn't
In
he doesn't
general.
have
Yeah,
to be
I'm saying.
Denzel for this.
Mhm.
Queen, babe, what do you think?
Well, I like everybody else said, like I don't think he's gonna do too bad at it. So I have a few reasons why. One, because it's adapted from anime, so you get a little bit more leeway on how you want to present your character. You don't have to be serious. You could be a little bit more campy. And I feel like he's done a good job of kind of establishing himself like kind of like a borderline heel on WWE. So he's a little bit more familiar with having more of a sinister tone, and be able to present himself in a more intimidating way. Like I'm sure that the way they're probably going to do his character design, as far as like you were saying with the hair and with his outfit, he gonna fit right in. Like and I'm excited too because it's been a long time since we've had a live action Street Fighter adaptation. And the last one, even though it's really campy, I still really enjoy that movie. And I think it
Change
would
the
be a really
channel.
excellent movie for him to be in.
Change the channel.
Yeah, I
Oh my
know.
God, change the channel.
Change.
But yeah, that's an excellent I think it's an excellent casting for him. Like at the end of the day, Akuma's supposed to be big, intimidating, and he can be that. Like they said before, is that no, I haven't seen him do acting, but it can't be too far off from what he does as far as his promos and all that stuff. Like I'm sure he's not gonna have to remember too many lines or anything like that. So I think at the end of the day, he's gonna be just fine. I think he's gonna do well.
Look,
Yeah.
it got to be better than the original movie, which is a cult classic.
Ah, yeah, I
Bro,
said it's
I
a
feel
classic.
on the
This
low.
is a classic.
Like
It's a
it
good
wasn't
movie
right.
already,
It's
like,
That's a
cheesy.
classic.
It's a guilty
It's for that
pleasure, but
time,
it's
and certain people shouldn't have been
Right.
playing
Yeah.
It's a
certain
cult
roles.
classic.
But
I
it's a
love going
I
back
can
and watching
watch it.
that movie.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I
will. If I
said
catch it on
I
TV,
give
I'll
it a
watch
shot.
it.
It's a cult classic. It definitely made more than the budget that they had for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Raul Julia, that was his
shout out
last
to
film
Miguel
he was in
Nunez
too.
being on
Yep,
that, being
and so
DJ,
many
not
great
doing
people
nothing
were in
at
that
all.
film. Like
They
even
do
they tried to
damn
make
thing.
us believe Van Damme was American, even though he had an Austrian accent. Get
The
out of
accent, the whole
town.
movie being Gow and
Get
all
out
of
of.
the
He didn't even
American hero.
try. He didn't even
But
try to
It's
do an
He
American
tried.
accent.
yeah, like I said,
He
rest
didn't
in peace to
try. But
Raul
at the
Julia.
end of the day, yeah, it was a great flick, and all well wishes to Roman. Happy birthday again. He turned 40 today. So that's awesome. He had 85, baby. I can
Yeah.
come close to that myself. So yeah, I think he'll do great. I look forward to it. I just want to see who the rest of the casting is now at this point.
So
That's going to really kind of
allegedly,
make or break it for me.
so that's a good segue to when I would what I wanted to say or whatever. Jason Momoa is supposed to be in the movie as well. So it's supposed to be Roman and Jason Momoa, and that's funny because I was talking to you, Queen. I said Jason Momoa was basically just holding the fort until Roman Reigns was ready. He was like the fake Roman Reigns,
Jason,
so Roman Reigns could
yeah,
play the
he
real
was the
roles.
prototype.
Like
He was
he's
the
the real,
prototype.
he's the
And
real
Roman Reigns,
white
like,
and,
I'm the real
and Samoan
deal.
guy that can really be the guy.
Mhm.
So he's
Yeah.
really was waiting to get his roles, but I feel like this would be a good role for him. I compare this to the Mummy. What was the Mummy Returns? What was the one with the Rock?
With the Rock.
Returns.
Was the Scorpion King? Was that
The
Returns?
Yeah.
That was Mummy Returns, but he was a
He had that
Scorpion
I mean,
King and doing
they
a
all
little
changed
small
it.
role
Scorpion
and then turning like the
Reboots and
CGI
stuff
thing
at
and
that
all.
time.
I think Akuma just grunts. He does a bunch of
Yeah,
you feel me?
not
Like
too much
grunts.
He
and
just
stuff.
gotta just do like a bunch
And
of big breathing and being like,
and
being
so as I
stoic and
said,
stuff.
he
Yes.
can talk that deep, raspy voice that we would need from him. Like, so at the end of the day, I don't feel like he'll ruin the role. As I said, it really depends on who else is in the film if it's going to be a good film. Like, 'cause
I
that's
think,
really
like I
the
said,
question is that are we going to watch it just because Roman's in
It
it?
just be like
Like,
this cat.
hey,
I think
maybe,
people gonna watch it just because of the IP and because the folks probably gonna be in it. Will it be
Yeah.
lasting? Will be the question.
Yeah,
But
will it become a cult classic on its own right?
yeah,
And
so a
that's
classic or a classic
it's
just in
hard to
general.
be a cult classic because it's an accident. You know what I mean? Like,
it'll more likely than not come after Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
And they did a good job of reinventing this genre, this video game fighting genre, I should say. Mortal Kombat 1 would have been great if they didn't change the whole focus and put it behind a
that new
brand
character, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they completely
You say Resident
botched
Evil?
that.
You say Resident Evil?
Pretty much. Shout out to Resident
right.
and I love Resident Evil.
I don't know
They
why.
they
The
did
first one
a
was all right.
terrible job of portraying that role in a sense, right? And
Jeez.
Mortal Kombat did the same exact thing. You could just pick a regular character, and we will go through their origins in a sense to understand the world. We don't need a brand new character when you got plenty of characters to choose from. So I think they're going to try to mend that for the second one. And for the second one, I think they're going to have less focus on that guy, which is great. But if they don't make that mistake, they did raise the bar, though. So Street Fighter has to come and actually be successful. And then hopefully we have some type of merge later on down the line.
That'd be awesome. Like I say, I don't think the grunts he got to do. A lot of Akuma moves are like straight, stiff, like powerful moves. Like he's slow, just keeps his form and all that stuff. So I don't think it'll be. I think he's gonna knock it out the park. Really, I think this is the beginning of Roman Reigns. You might as well get used to Roman. He probably about to retire soon. Happy birthday! He became 40 and all that. Like we probably got 5 more years of Roman Reigns trying to be part time, and then
that's it.
Done. If that, yeah. Like a lot of those guys. The thing is, we at that point again. It's crazy because we worried about the same thing with Cena for so long. Like who was the next guy? And now we like at that next point with like Roman and Seth and all them. Like that. Somebody got to step up and actually be that dude. So I don't know, but that was the tea, man. That's all I wanted to talk about, y'all. Something simple and all that. And I guess Travis, I'll go back to you, man. Who was that tea segment brought to you by?
Oh, the people at Playback.
Oh man, you got it though. Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show. Hey, shout out to Playback, y'all. Check us out over there if you haven't already. We got past our goal of 500 subscribers, or members, I should say, over there. I guess our second goal is 1,000, 1K. So help us out over there. We show basketball events. Queen will soon be showing her second seeding of She Talks Otaku. Check her out over there where she'll be watching animes. Rel and Will do Cause We Geek over there at times where they'll be showing some comic book movies and things like that. They just showed Transformers not too long ago, or actually they showed the last movie I think was Ninja Turtles, the original Ninja Turtles. So they showed that. Check me out over there. I'm usually hosting basketball, the playoffs, and all that type of stuff. I host gaming events. I do stream some gaming over there, and I think I'll be showing some movies over there too. Maybe I'll just have a movie night where I'll show like a Last Dragon or something like that. I talked to Rel about
Street
that.
Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, if it's free on YouTube, I mean, I
Fighter.
can show it. Hey, I mean, we can have a movie night with some popcorn and all that. But before we end the show, though, y'all, and get to the end, let me see if we got any comments and all people wanted to say stuff. Let's see. We got Rel in the house. What up, bro? That's the editor in chief, I guess, right there. It's out to Rel. Glow Sun Production. Rel, I told BA as well, man. Well, BA, I told you and told him. But Rel said he saw you, that you subscribed to the channel, BA, and I told him that you were interested in stuff, that you became more of a fan, actually.
He about to, yeah.
Yeah, I told him that you became more of a fan, actually, probably than I have. When I lost my fandom, you actually gained a bunch of fandom on that type of stuff. So I told him he'll be hearing from you. And then we got James in here. What up, James? He gave us ish. Oh man, can I cuss on the show? He said, "Oh shit," but he also said, "I love how he called out leaving the cage." Yeah, James, that's what I'm saying. I'm not I don't like doing that. He said, "I'm not either." I guess he said about what's the name, about him walking out the cage and all that. That wasn't cool. I think him being a face and all that. That's not. Why would he walk out of the cage? But that's it, man. We'll do that from now on as well, y'all. We'll try to get some questions and comments in there. I'll try to get Rel to drop a backdrop or whatever, so I can take some questions and comments. And we got another sponsor, actually. Shout out to True Classics. I might actually introduce them in DDP. But other than that, let me see what else we got. You can, if you haven't already and you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button somewhere beside BA or Justin's left shoulder, beneath Queen over there as well. Also hit that like button for us, y'all. A like goes a major way. Everybody, like, really, the main thing, I know subscribing and all that, we love for you to subscribe. We try and get to our goal so that we can get monetized and all that, obviously, but a like is the way that everybody sees us. So if you want another person to see this type of content and say, hey, you guys are just talking, or just help us out in general, leave that like for us, please. Share this if you can. If you're watching anywhere that you're able to share, let folks know that you see this type of content and that you're interested in it, and that we do awesome content weekly for WWE events. Let's see what else I can say. Lastly, follow us on our other channels. We got Cause We Geek with Rel and Will, when they talk about everything geek culture. They had to just show the other day, I think Rel did. He just talked about
he was solo on Saturday.
Yeah, he's by himself. What was he talking about? Jeez, I forgot that quick. We talking on Saturday.
They moved dates back on the event.
The
Avengers.
What's his name? Daredevil and all that stuff in Avengers.
Yep. Talk about that.
Yeah, and if you want to watch Money in the Bank, I feel like that is the Saturday after this Saturday. We do show WWE content in our Discord, so definitely follow us on our YouTube,
follow us
Facebooks,
on all
and
of
all
our
that,
socials.
because we do drop the links for
follow
them. So
all of our independent socials.
Follow our
subscribe,
socials beneath
like,
us,
and then
follow our
socials
socials in the description. Every one of our socials, as far as We Talk Combats, we're everywhere. Follow us there. Join the Discord if you can. We do a free watch along, as Queen said, for every WWE event. Every WWE event, as long as you subscribe to this channel, you get a free watch along with us whenever they have an event. That includes Saturday Night Main Event, a PLE, Raw, SmackDown, anything in between. Also, follow me. Yep. Also, follow me and Rel as well on Cap and Crown. We talk about everything basketball and in between, new and old school. On our way to our next subscriber count of 5K. We're trying to get there with your help, please. Also, while this is going on, follow Justin as well on Get Off the Damn Fence. You can follow him on YouTube and every other, I guess, we are on social. Y'all on just Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah,
right now,
but mostly YouTube.
Okay, so mainly YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook. You can follow him anyway. Just look for the stuff. Y'all know how to do Google and all that stuff, and look for stuff on me. Do the same thing. Just do the search bar. But follow
We
him
appreciate
there.
you for watching.
Follow Travis on Travito and all that stuff everywhere. Watch his comedy and all. He gives great skits. I guess that might be a pause. But yeah. Everybody. Oh, lastly, before I get off of here, I wanted to say something about boxing. Try to get this last before 5 minutes. Manny Pacquiao come out of retirement. How y'all feel about it? Anybody?
He can go back in
Think that-
Oh,
retirement.
that's good.
He's homophobic.
I'm looking forward. We're looking forward to it. Let's go, Manny.
Okay. Secondly,
Moved on from him. Moved
secondly,
on.
Canelo versus Crawford, the super match. Who you
I'm
got
always
winning?
interested in seeing
And are you
Canelo, but that
excited?
last match we watched was boring.
Okay.
I'm extremely excited. I can have a full
I'm-
breakdown right along with everybody else. I'm a Bud fan, so Bud all the way.
Travis.
I'm gonna say Canelo. I'm gonna roll with Canelo.
So I'm very excited for the fight. Like Justin said, I think Crawford gonna beat the hell out of Canelo, and that's not because I don't like Canelo. Canelo, one of the greatest fighters of all time.
That's
But
it.
this the wrong. This like Floyd and Canelo kind of fighting,
Manny,
but the reverse. It's like now he like Canelo too old now. Like he shouldn't be fighting him, and Crawford like right now is. I think
He
he's
prime. He prime.
Yeah, he gonna beat the hell out of Canelo, and I feel bad about it because Canelo been suspect recently too, like his fight. So I think he won one. They think he lost one, then won one. They thought was questionable, and then the last one was just boring. So it is what it is. But that's all I wanted to talk about, y'all. With all that being said, it's myself, King. We got Queen here, Travis, Justin, and for Devin as well at home. He'll be joining us soon. This is We Talk Combats on the Glow Sun Production channel. It's another one, y'all. We out. Peace.